Sorry. Good evening, everyone. So, my name is Amrita Devnath. I'm a second year student at Presidency University and a member of the group. So, welcome to you all, the third day of the workshop on Python. Today's discussion will be based on designs uh, principles, and we have our speaker Shomudeep Datta. So, today, for this part, you will need a mm, you will need Figma. You can install it. If you have not, then there's nothing to worry about. Uh, Shomudeep will guide you. So Shomudeep, can you start?
Good evening, everyone. Hi. So yeah, let me just share my screen. Uh, am I visible?
Yes, Samadip.
Okay. So yeah, today we are not going to learn anything about Python or any other those things. It'll be completely fun event today. It'll be just we'll talk only about designing, basic designing. And you can relate it to art also. Okay. So yeah, in so see what we are going to do is we are going to design for the digital part of the media. For example, we'll be making websites or web app or any kind of games, any kind of banners, social media post, or anything that you see in the digital form. That particular form of design is broken into two parts, generally, that is UI and UX. I also talked less about it in the first day also. So what basically UI and UX does, it is actually it helps you to categorize design into two different functions. One is mostly for the just the visual representation of it, and second is much more thinking oriented, that how people will react to it, or how people's mind read to different colors or different text or different type of design. So the first question is, why do we need design in this workshop? Because we are learning Python and we are going to maybe create an app, or maybe create we maybe understand different type of algorithm to solve mathematical problems. But why do we need design after all? So the thing is, we need design because we are going to build a product or service or a specific function for something that will be oriented to humans only. So, for example, if you're working uh, in a startup or in a company, you are going to see that they have a website or an app that they are running, and mostly people are going to those website and apps and seeing the information about the company, or maybe using their products or services like Amazon or Apple, let's say. So these web pages and web apps, they follow a particular principle in design, so that it is much more user friendly and user appealing, as well as it is beneficial in terms of understand the trust and reliability of the company. So yeah, design have changed over a few years. For example, those who of you have computers, you know that windows before the design of windows before and after has changed dramatically. So have been with every other companies. Like you can go to Apple Store also, and you'll see that Apple Store has changed, like from this to something much more cleaner, like this. So every company is trying to make the design much more user friendly, much more simple. You can see just by the first look of it that previously everything was there, right? The text was there, the colors were there back then, every shape was there, but they used to make design very complicated. You can see that they have put much information about the product, and it is good, but it is very complex and very congested kind of. But now they don't give much emphasis on the bio or the writing part of it. They make it much more visually oriented, so they work on the visual. So these are some of the design examples, right? And obviously when you code, there are two ways of going while coding. You can do the development thing, that is like web development or app development, that is you are building a web app or a website or an app for a company. And the second approach is the website or web app or any type of function is so big, a system that is so big, you can build a specific function or specific functionality of the whole web page. Then you need something like DSA and stuff, which is much more complex, which we'll learn about in Python in the later um, sessions. Okay, so let's try to learn what design is. So I have told you, like, we mostly use it in websites and web app, and web app and website can be done through many languages. Like, they're languages, but they're not programming languages. Like, Jeet has also told about HTML and CSS that are mainly used for making websites, and Java, Kotlin, and Dart is mainly used for making apps, and other languages are there that is used for making games like C sharps and stuff. So those are the languages, those are the coding part of building the website, app, or the game. But before coding, you need to have an understanding that what the website would look like and how it would be user appealing, what will be the functions of it. So in order to understand the designing approach, the visual approach of the product, you need to learn about designing. And designing has two part, UI and UX. UI is basically the elements, UX is the behind thinking of the design, right? So let's go on and let's start with something called color psychology or color theory. Well, what happened is every color provokes a certain kind of emotion in human brain. For example, if you look at a logo that is made up of green color and there are leaves or some kind of natural element into it, maybe bird or leaf or coffee bean or anything like that, you'll understand very easily that that is a brand related to nature, health, herbal food or natural food or something like that, right? Same if we go with this blue color, you have seen mostly banks and any kind of federal institutions or any places where you need to have a lot of trust and reliability, you can see the color blue in their logos and in their theme as an overall. So blue color, somehow it is not always true, it's just a guessing approach to it, but you can see that there is a relation between blue color and trust, there is a relation between natural things and green color. So each color provokes a different sense of emotion in your brain. Just same like that, yellow color is mostly like fun, optimism, and used by mostly kids and children's like that. Red gives passion and confidence. There are other keywords also, you can search it up online and you can see which kind of color provoke which kind of emotion, although it doesn't apply everywhere, but there's a general approach to it. So let's say in future you're working with a client and they need to build a uh, brand logo for their coffee selling business. So you understand that okay, it is a natural thing, so it should have something like natural, like green or something like that. Uh, when I said kid, I was talking about Lay's and McDonald's. I'm fond of Rockstar Games also, so I think they're making great games. Sorry for that, but yeah, just I was saying ki, let's say you want to build a logo, brand logo, or a brand design for a coffee brand, right? So what are the colors that comes up in your mind? It should be somewhere natural, like the color that you find in nature. It can be green, obviously, because it shows about nature and health. Also, you can use color like coffee color, which is the brownish tone of color. That also gives an emotion of, some kind of coffee, woody, musky texture to it. So all these colors have different kind of color theory behind it, and when you work on a brand or a project, you should stick with a particular color or a collection of color. That collection of color is called color palette. Okay, so few things I want to say, like if you are building something and the color palette should be like green, brown, lighter shade of brown and yellow, you'll understand what are the color palette they're using. For example, I can show you, like there's a very great website called Pinterest. Okay, so Pinterest is basically a website where you will get the inspiration for as a designer. Okay, so if I search for a, let's say, coffee website design. So what happens is there are many design who put their designs out online in this is a social media page for designers. So as I told you, if you're trying to build a brand related to coffee, you either go for some natural tones like green that you can see here and here, or some dark woody tone, which is the brownish tone of it, like you can see everywhere, right? They're using mostly the brownish tone here because coffee is brown and things like that. So yeah, this was the general approach, how you go with colors. And don't worry, if you're seeing all this website and you're thinking it's very hard to do, let me tell you something. We are going to build a complete website from scratch today in Figma. Okay, so we're going to build the entire website from scratch. It's very easy to do. I'll tell you how to do it. So yeah, that was about the colors. Like each and each and every color shows a different kind of emotion. That was the basic understanding from this part. Okay, let's talk about typefaces, right? So before telling about typefaces, I want to talk about something. um, we call it as visual elements. Okay, so if you go to a website, okay, let's say any website we go to, let's say I go to the Nike's website, right? So, what are the things that you can see in a website like this? You have a photo, right? So, photo is a visual element. It's an element that is used in this website. You have logos. So, logo is also a kind of photo, but which doesn't have any background. So, it's a vector image, but it's a form of image, and it is also a visual element. We have text. That is also a visual element. We have some icons over here. That is also a visual element. We have colors like darker gray, lighter gray, white, red. So all of these things, we have video. Okay, we have again photos, text, shapes, we have, right? Icons we have. So all of this thing that you're seeing, right? Anything that you can see in a website or in any digital form of media, that is a combination of visual elements. So let me just write down what are the visual elements are. So I will write down visual elements. Don't worry about what am I writing, how am I writing, and stuff like that. We can understand it later. But yeah, mm, let me just change it to. I hope it's visible. So as I was talking about visual element, so everything that you see in a website or an app, that is a visual element. So what it can be, as I told you, it can be a text, right? What more? It can be an image, any image. It can be video. It can be a logo, which is also an image. It can be icon, which is also a form of image. These are all vector images, like high quality images. You can infinitely zoom it. Like this text also, you can zoom it infinitely. It won't be breaking up. But if I go to any photo, you see there are pixels. So it's made up of pixels. But here it is computer generated vector. So it won't be breaking even if you scale it. So icons are there, like these are called icons. This is also an icon. So all of these things are icons, right? What more do we have?
Sorry to interrupt, but can I just ask, like the difference between a vector and an image?
Vector and an image. See, this vector that I'm talking about is completely different from the vector used in maths and stuff. So see, there are different formats of image that puts the data of the colors. See, let me tell you in a very, let's go deep in it. Okay, so what we have in image is, see, our whole screen is built up of RGB, right? These are the primary colors or primary pixels of the screen, right? So RGB is basically red, green, and blue. These three are the basic color range in which we fluctuate the value to form a particular color, right? So what happens is, let's say if I make a square here and I give it a color, any color I give it, and if I want to save this square, right, I right click on it. Let's say I want to export this color, and when I go to export, you will see there are different type of format I have of this square. We have the PNG format, JPEG format. So all of these formats are actually format that is a rasterized version of the image. So next time, if I, let's say if I make it a PNG, and if I export it, and if I export it in the desktop, and let me just pull up this image only from desktop. and put it here, you'll see the dimensions are same, right? Both of the dimensions are same, both of the squares are of same dimension. But if I go to the actual square which I had, and if I zoom it, so you'll see there'll be no pixels, right? Although it's a square, so there should not be any pixel. But if I go to the image that I downloaded, you'll see it's getting a little blurry on the outside. Also, you cannot see it. The reason is because it's a square, and in square the pixel will be not visible. Let me just make it a circle and export it. Hey, 1 second. Yep. And replace it. And let me just again pull the oval thing. Now, if I zoom it, you'll see the pixels are formatting, right? So there are different forms of different types of images we can save, and uh, the more data it has, the harder it will be to rasterize, right? So what rasterization is, it's just a copy of an image. So it's not actually the vector, it's not actually the exact shape that I've built here, but it's a copy of that shape matching the resolution of the shape, right? So what is SVJ does here, you'll see SVJ is a format too. If I do it as SVJ, what SVJ is, it's a scalable vector graphics format. What it does, it completely holds the data of it, it completely holds the data in such a way that you can change the shape also. So I have exported it in SVJ. Let me just put it off. You see that it is .svj. If I put it back, it has all the data, and if I zoom it in, you will see it's not breaking, because it is putting it is remembering all the data that I have given into the actual shape. Also, it's so powerful that if I go to this PNG version, and if I double click, you'll see there are 4 corner points only, right? But in the SVJ, if I double click, and again in the vector, if I double click, see there are multiple corner points, and I can change. Let me just select it again, and I can change each and every vector point of my own. So I can literally create an own shape out of it, which is not possible in PNG format. So these are different formats how we save an image. So scalable vector graphics is the most like high quality format, where it remembers all the data that I have given to the actual shape I have built. So that is the difference between a normal image and a vector image. So SVJ is a form of vector image. I hope you understand.
So why not just use SVJ for everything? I mean, if the advantages are this numerous, why even bother with standard images,
Okay,
PNGs
so
and
the
JPEGs?
problem with yes, the problem with SVJ is what we are doing. See, scalable vector graphics are a form of shape. Okay, so if I pull out an image, right? So let's say this is an image, and this is an image, the circle one. And if I want to export this image only, there will be like there is a form of SVJ. Okay, there's a factor of SVJ, you can do it, but you can only rasterize the shape of it, the circle of it. So you can like expand the whole image, but you will not store all the data. So if you're building a shape by yourself, okay, if you're building the complete shape by yourself, then you can make it SVJ and give it to your clients. That's what we all generally do while creating logos. But if the client gave you an image or a normal image you have downloaded from the internet, which is not SVJ, you cannot make it SVJ, right? Also, it is generally done with all the vectors or all the shapes I have built in the particular app. So I have the options of making circles and rectangles and stuff like that. But if I am giving with a camera photo of a person, I cannot put every pixels to complete data. So it will be like I'll be giving much more information than there is a range of. So what happens is you have to like calculate everything. There is a process, I don't remember, in Illustrator. What it does is if you put a photo, like a normal photo of a person in it, and if you de-rasterize it, so what it happens, it creates the SVJ format of it. But it is so complex that you can go up to 16 colors only, but in a photo there are like millions of colors in it. So when you do a 16 color rasterization of a normal photo into SVJ format, you can scale it up infinitely, but that there are some pixelated difference by itself. Okay. So let me just do it, show you. Photo to high fidelity photo. um, in Illustrator. So yeah, so I don't have the Illustrator right now, but what it does is it basically creates see this type of rasterization happens. This is the real photo. This is also not the real photo, but this type of, you see this pigmentation, because it chooses very less amount of colors, so like 16 colors or 13 colors or 20 color or this type of things. See, here are only 85 colors, which is a lot, by the way. So in normal color range, in a normal photo, the colors goes up to a million or something. So rasterizing or making SVG photos of a normal photo is very hard, but if you're doing with a logo or something like that, then you can do it. Also, yeah, the SVG file is lot more in size than a normal photo in PNG or JPEG. Sorry for deep dive, but it's a basic thing. If you have photos, you do it with PNG, which is the highest quality photo you can send it up to. There are other formats as well, but SVG is not used for photos. SVG is mostly used for shapes built in Photoshop or Figma, or any kind of logos or icons that you're building. Is it clear, Devanshu?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah, nice question though. Whatever. Okay, so icons and logos, these are generally exported in SVJ. I have told you about SVJ a lot. And images are generally, it can be like PNG. If you don't need like a lot of details, you can also use PNG in logos and icons as well. These are actually image formats. Okay, so what more do we have as in visual elements? We have video, maybe we have GIFs. You know about GIFs, right? Used in memes and stuff. There may be stickers or any other thing, right? Anything that you see. Oh, there are one important, that will be shapes, like square, circle, or any type of shape there is. So these are all the visual element that is present in a website. Okay, a website or any type of digital data, it may be a banner or a post, that is included of all these things like text, color. All these things can be like images and videos and icons and logo can become into one thing, that is digital media. GIF also, stickers also. Shape is much more complex, but yeah, these are the things that you need to play with when you are building something digitally. Okay, now this text, the as I told you, one of the visual element I just talked about, that is color. So I told you about color psychology, that different colors provokes different emotions in human brain. Just like that, different text also provokes different emotion in human brain. And these are all proven, like not proven facts or something. These are just hit and trial played with different examples, and later people find out that okay, this is a good way of uh, assembling the thing. Okay. um yeah, so I told you about color. Let's talk about text and how different text shows different emotion. Y- there is a basic thing that like uh, if you are using, or if you are using a website, for example, for purchasing like UPI or any type of net banking or something like that, when there is money is involved, and you suddenly see ki the website is not perfectly aligned and they are using text like this, and it is said that send your money in this text, and there's a red button and you have to press to send the money, and they're asking for your pin. There's a high chance you will not be sending it, or maybe for some time, for a little while in your mind, you'll be thinking what the hell is going on. Maybe it's a scam or something like that, right? So typefaces actually is categorized into broadly into two formats, that is the formal part and the informal part. So there are formal typefaces that is actually made with perfect measures and all. So every typefaces is of similar length and this like that. Well, typeface, it's a new name, but it's basically a synonym of text, right? So the informal one is maybe cursive or handwriting or calligraphy. These are all informal thing. You can use calligraphy in formal things as well, but yeah, you get the point of it. So one of the common font you'll be coming up with is, these are all font types. Okay, these are not the name of the font. So let me tell you something. If this is a font, so let me just write it, and let's say I call it a font. Okay, so this is the text, and the type of text can be changed by the typeface, the type style. Okay, so if I go there in the typography section of Figma, there are multitudes of options that I have about the font. See, the type of font is changing, and these are broadly categorized into typefaces, and some of them I have told, like maybe in handwriting and serif, sans serif. Monospace is basically used in coding, all the coding languages that you see. Like if I go to GitHub, I don't have any account though, but yeah, any let me show you. If I go to the image of it, see all this text that you see, that is kind of different from normal text used in your phone or something like that. The coding wala text, that is what we call as monospace. Cursive, black letter is are all the old English text. Pixel is used in games and like Super Mario and stuff. Serif and sans serif are the most used text type. So what serif and sans serif, and what's the difference between them is, well, basically serif has some little indentation at the end of the text. For example, you can see this line and this line, and a line, smaller line on the left side of it, on the left side of I, in the bottom of F, I, and R, all this little indentation that is outside of the actual text. That type of text falls under a serif font. And if there are no like smaller indentation, it's a clean end to end text, then it's a sans serif. So sans serif is just the modern version of a serif font. So if I ask you what kind of font this is, you can simply say that this is a form of sans serif, because there are no smaller indentation. But if I um, change this 2 times, let's say, now you can see there are smaller indentation like this. So this is a serif font, right? So the more you play with fonts, the more you will understand and you will remember their names. And if I give you a text, you can understand which kind of font it is. Generally, very clean fonts are used, like Helvetica or Europa, Grotex. These are the name of the font, not the typefaces. These are different names. They all fall under sans serif version because that's the most cleanest type of font you can see. This is the basic typeface classification, and different text have different emotion. As I told you, handwriting is mostly used in kid, or a website made by a kid, or some related to college or something, or you're trying to show a signature, or maybe a quotation from an author or something like that. Monospace is used in coding. Displays for used for heading and stuff. Sans serif and serif are a readable form of text. So if you're writing a paragraph or anything, so you use any of these. Pixel, again, retro theme gaming is the space where it's used for. Calligraphy is used in much more elegant business card or something like that. Black letter, you can use it in games. So these are the typefaces. Now, as I told you, text and color and shape are the main things as a visual element. You need to understand, even if you use the best visual elements, best text type, best color, there is a higher chance they will not be going together as a combination. So in order to have a good combination of type of text and color, you need to understand the synergy between text, color, and stuff like that. And there should be a hierarchy that should be maintained. So just for the sake of a game or something like that, I'll give you some example. Tell me which card is looking better. There's one on the left, one on the right. These are two cards.
Left.
Left.
Which card is
Left.
and why? And also, please, if you want to say, you can say why left, not why right. Anyone? Any idea? You can say. it looks formal. Anyone element, text is also a form of visual element. So using similar type of text in a website or in a card or any type of digital element that you're using, if you're using similar kind of text that is complementing each other, there's a higher chance that will be looking better, right? So we always try to use a form of text, the type of text that somehow like synergize with other text, right? There's a basic annotations to it. We are using a lot of different type of text, so easily this is looking very much complicated and not professional. Now I will talk something about type scaling. Well, what is type scaling? In anything, like you are writing a paragraph, let's say, right? How do you write a paragraph in school or an essay? You have a heading, then you have your name or maybe a subheading, then your name, then you have the paragraph, then you say thank you and your name, something like that. So there is a hierarchy you're maintaining, right? The heading should be the bigger, bolder one, then the subheading should be little smaller and less emphasized than the heading, and then the paragraph should be the smallest of all. Then there should be uh, a smaller version of that in the naming also. So there's a there's no like written formula for it, but there is a kind of hierarchy that we maintain where while we do anything in form of text. So in this digital design also we call it type scaling. So what type scaling does is changes the things between h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6 and then paragraph. So what h1, h2 is, you'll be using it mostly on when you'll be building website and stuff. It's a very common name, but what h1 is basically heading 1, h2 is heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. So these are just the nomenclature kind of thing. You don't have to use them, but they are generally used. Then you have p for paragraph, small for small text, and there is a good amount of ratio between them, right? So there's a good website. You want asking
That
anything?
H1 H2 thing is kind of similar to that HTML tags.
Yeah, I told you, you'll be mostly using this kind of thing in html when you'll be building website, right?
Right, right,
It's
right.
these are the tags we use. So see, these are basic nomenclature you can literally create. When we build website, what we do, we don't go with this h1 h2 thing, because we are building a website that is very small and self understandable. So we use p like paragraph, and then we go to the p1 and change the thing p2 and change the thing p3 and things like that. So we don't go to the
Right, right.
nomenclature of it, but yeah, you get the point. So there's a good website called Typescale. So what it does is it gives you with better form of a hierarchy maintenance. So how you do it is basically, there's a form of ratio that they do. Okay, so you can have a ratio change between them. So if you change it, so these are the pixels basically. What these are the unit. PT is point, rem is a form of emphasis, and there is something called em as well. So these are the units. So h1 will be this much unit, h2 will be this much unit, and there's a ratio between them. So the ratio is, see, you guys all know about golden ratio, right? So if we want to do it in form of a golden ratio, it should look something like this, which is very big, I cannot show you, but yeah, this is a way. So you can change the ratio from here. So these are basically going linearly only. So you can change the ratio and see which one is generally used. So you can use any of them. You don't need to use this website. You can make it up your own mind also. But just understand this thing, that there is a heading that should have the most emphasis. There is a subheading that will be lesser than that. There is a button. Usme you can add little more boldness or anything. See, again, the same thing. Heading is the biggest text, then smaller text. Again, here you'll see the heading as the biggest, then the description, then the rating, then again the price has a little more emphasis than everything, because we always go by the prices, right? And here also, the heading are bold, rest are not bold. You know about bold text, right? I guess most of you have used a Word at least. So in Word, you have idea how text are bold, italics, underline, and stuff like that. So this is the thing called type scaling. We maintain a certain hierarchy in text while building anything related to text. So again, I have another question for you guys. Which one is looking better? related to type scaling, of course.
Left.
Left one.
Please,
Left one.
just is very easy, but please tell me why. I just told you about it. Anyone?
In the left side, we are following the hierarchy or the means informal format in our mind that the heading
Hmm.
should be bold and the subheading should be lesser emphasized, and the
Yeah,
paragraph should be of the small scale. But in the
yeah,
right side, it's completely opposite. The heading is smaller
yes,
and is not bold, and the subheading is much more bigger than the main heading, and the paragraph
yeah,
is in bold one. So that's why
yeah.
it's not
Right.
appropriate.
So these are like basic design thing. There's no formula or anything. You're right. Everything is like very simple. Okay, with with more and more example, you'll understand which type of design look better and which type doesn't. Let's talk about contrast. Okay, so if I in this, you can see what contrast is basically uh, the difference between the highest point and the lowest point. Okay, so in any form, if you're seeing that the more the contrast is, the better it is, but you don't need to like tweak it to the next level, right? You don't want the contrast to be like crazy. For example, if I just let me just do this. Okay, just out of the blue, just tell me which one is more contrast, which one has more contrast. Contrast is basically the difference, right? The more the difference is, the better it is visible to human eye. The less the difference is, the lesser it is visible. So tell me which one has more contrast, which
Difference
card?
of what means the color between them or the
Yes. So what I'm trying to say, contrast is basically we're talking about the color difference between the background and the foreground. And what the foreground is foreground is basically the elements like text or any type of shape or something like that. Anyone right one? No, I'm talking about which one has the more contrast. Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, wait. See, uh, let me just open up. This is a strip. It's a strip of white color, gray color. Okay, so if I put a linear gradient from left to right, and if I put the right point to be black and the left point to be white, now what black is and what white is, let's take it up as digits. Okay, so I will say the left one is 0 in the form of grayscale, and the right one is 100 in the form of grayscale. So, or we can talk like 1 also, we can just divide everything by 100. So what I'm trying to say here is the right one has no value, and suddenly it is having some value, and white has the most value out of it. Okay, if I do 100, it will be easy to understand, right? I guess. Okay, now if I go back to this color, all right, so help me find out the color of this in this strip. So if I a second, if I go to
50 or about 40, mm, 60,
okay,
I
so
guess.
let me just select the color on this rectangle. Okay, so this is the rectangle of the same color. Let's go and see where it becomes. Let's see. Okay, is it white only? Wait a second. Okay, it's very light though. Got it. So it's somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around here. So the color of the card, which is the background, obviously, this rectangular thing that you see, that is the card. Okay. So if I give this the position and if I give the value, what should be the value? Around like 90. I say let's say 94 or something like that. I guess just a random value, right? Good. Now let's see the color of the heading. We're talking about only the heading part and the background. So background is the card, foreground is the heading. Okay, I'm doing it very deeply, but you don't have to be like that. But let's see. This is the second card, and let me just pick the color of the heading. So it's pure white almost. So it's somewhere here. So the second color of the foreground is 100, right? Something like that. Now this is the background foreground of the right slide, right? Now let's try to find the left side. So left side is almost like black. So if I do it like this and select this color, you'll see it's almost like grayish black. And if I have to give it a value, I'll give it like 20. So as I told you, it's a basically contrast is basically the ratio between the foreground and the background, and you can clearly understand that the ratio is basically the multiple difference. So here you can see the difference between the heading and the background is not much, which is 6 only, and here it is like way more than 6. So it's basically like not ratio, it's the difference. Actually, it's not ratio, I should not say it's a ratio, it's a difference between the heading and the foreground, uh, uh, background and the foreground. So you can understand that this is the background part, this is the foreground part of the right thing, this is the foreground part of the left thing. So the left one has more contrast than the right, which is I guess the obvious if you look at it like that, right? If I take the color, let's say, um, let me just change it, and if I select the color like this also, now can you see the button? I think you cannot, right? Almost like invisible, I guess, but it has the contrast, so you can see the button. So that's why we need to have some kind of a contrast. I'm not saying it should be the best contrast out of it. There is no such as no thing such as key highest contrast is best. I'm just saying a good contrast should be there, right? So contrast actually helps in highlighting the text or highlighting the visual element of the thing. For example, take a look at this image and tell me what is the most contrasting part or the most like thing that is coming out of this whole banner. Which thing? Can anyone say?
The
Only this
red
image.
logo.
The red logo, right? Good. So this is a different color, and the background is monotonous, which is black and gray. So the red color is coming up contrastingly, right? If I take a look at this whole image, tell me the two thing that is contrasting for the background: the human itself and the ball, right? He's not a human, he's more than a human, although. So I'm just saying, okay. Now you can see this is the most contrasting part of the video. Here also, if you look at this, the black heading is the most contrasting part. So there should be a good defining range of it, so that people can understand which is more emphasized to, right? It will be much better if you see in this picture, if these two photos were like kind of having lesser transparency, it will be less visible, then this part will be the more contrasting one, right? In the outfit also, you can see red color is the most contrasting color of it all, right? That is taking. Here also you can see everything is black except the shoe, which is white. See, black and red, good contrast. So everywhere we need to have contrast to make you see the thing that you want to see. So if you look at this image, it is centrally aligned, okay? It is having the best area, it is bigger than her face, almost her body also. So everything is bent. You are not looking at this tree or looking at the sign behind or the car or anything. You're looking at the shoe, maybe her face also. So you're seeing that how contrast is helping you to guide your eye through particular thing, right? You see, this is in such a nice like point that you can see the Nike logo. So these are the thing that you see also here. You see, nicely put. These are the basic thing that you see in when you talk about contrast and stuff. These are generally very much used in any type of designing philosophy, so that you can look at the particular thing that I want you to look at, not the outside of it. So that is what we call as good design and stuff like that. So these are the basic design tasks that I told you. We are going to go for user flow and wireframing also. Like I just told you, na, ki I want the people to look at a particular thing that I want to show you. So I want you to guide you through that. So there should be a user flow. The user should flow to different steps to go to that thing. We'll talk about that later, but let me ask you something. What What do you think? Did you guys understand the thing that I told you, or you guys have any question or anything? If you have any question, you can ask. I related to designing and stuff.
All clear so far.
All good? Devanshu, all good?
All good.
Okay. Anyone, any questions? Anything that you couldn't understand, or it's very like basic and like intuitive kind of a topic. So, anyone, any question? Please ask. Anything related to designing? Do you know the term graphic designer? Are you familiar with the term? Okay. So, what do you think they do? Like, how they're different from normal artist? Like, they're a form of artist only, but how they're normal,
They
how they're
create art
different.
digitally in digital form.
So they play with the graphics, right? And mostly graphics are computer generated, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. They play with images and text and everything, all the visual element I told you, and they do it digitally. So they play with the graphics part, right? What more? Any questions further for this topic? If you have no question, then I can go on with the next topic.
Okay, one question for everyone. We were learning yesterday, day before yesterday, and next days also we'll be learning programming, right? But why do you think we are today learning about design? Anyone, any idea? What do you think? Why we are learning? Somebody has talked about it
At
while
the very
To
introducing.
beginning.
design a
Yeah.
website.
Okay. Anyone?
For
Anything?
web develop for web
Can
development,
can
we
can
just
anyone
create
give
we just create a visual.
yeah, please, one by one.
Get a visual of what we are supposed to code so that we can code accordingly.
See, this is the type of designing I'm talking about today is completely not related to coding. Okay, it's basically whatever you're building or coding or whatever you're doing in the digital sector, you're having to have a website or a web app or any kind of digital media, right? For that, you're doing it basically for the people because people are seeing it. So in order to maintain the user appealing nature or the user experience or the user interface, we will learn about designing and how design helps people to go for a different thing that we want you to go to. So that is what we do in designs for.
Yes.
If
So
you
website is just one of the way we can like show. Right, but we are if you're using Python also, if you are building any software or program, you must know that what things we need to keep in front and what things we need to keep on background, right? And how we can make it more beautiful. Like everyone here is learning the same things, right? They're building the same product, but how anyone's will be preferred, the better design would be preferred now because almost every one of you will gain the same background technical knowledge. Some of you might get better backend knowledge, but the more visually appealing like product will be preferred always, right? So it's always important to take the both sides, like backend and the front end uh, simultaneously. Yeah, to you.
So yeah, designing is basically just the front end part of it. Okay, what people see, what users see, what clients see. There are other functionalities in the back end that will be learning in programming part. This is not programming, but you need to learn both side. Okay, you're because initially when you are developing anything, you have to develop it from the both side. You have to do the back end as well as you have to do the front end. Okay, wait a second.
And also today you are just getting the glimpses of designing. This is not a designing bootcamp, so we'll be focusing
Yeah,
more on programming from the next day. Just to make you aware what is designing and how these things works, we have kept one day for this thing. Yeah.
yeah. If you want like a dedicated designing boot camp, uh, like for graphic designer and stuff, you can talk to the team and you can put it on the form or anything. I don't know. Like you can say if you wanted a dedicated designing boot camp.
Okay, while filling the feedback form, you can say.
Yeah, if you want to, if you need any dedicated course or boot camp for it. All right. So I guess we are clear. We can start with the next topics. Okay. Um, let's go. Let's talk about user flow. So we are basically talking about websites and apps, right? So what happens when someone gets into a website? What's the first thing you do? If it's a website where accounts are generally used, so if you're going to Wikipedia or something, you don't need to make an account. You can make an account obviously, but you don't need to. But if you're going to Instagram, you need to have account to see what people are doing and go into that internet. You need to build an alias of yourself. An alias is basically a form of yourself that you're building, right? Miniature version, an avatar or something like that. So let's look at the user flow of Instagram. So when any user gets into the app or the web app or the website, he first, either if he's first time doing the Instagram thing, he will register his name and stuff, or maybe if he's a past user, he will just log in. Yes, he will just log in. Then you'll come to the feed. Feed is the basic homepage of the app, right? You know about feed. You have stories on top, you have message on the right, you have all the basic navigation bar on the bottom, explore page, reel section, create section and stuff like that, right? From the feed or the home page, you can go to the explore page, which is, you all know, you all use Insta, I guess. You can go to the reel section, you can go to the account and you can change your account details, you can create some content, you can watch content, you can message to people. So there is a good flow that is maintained, right? Anytime into back end, if you're in the reel section, you can press on the bottom layer buttons that you have. So I have made a basic wireframing of Instagram so you can understand. So this is what the homepage looks like. While I was designing, I forgot to do the story wala part, but this is basically how it looks like. This is the post, and you have all the like, shares, and comment buttons. You have the navigation. These are called navigation button. Why? Because these buttons helps you to navigate in the app. Okay, so if you are clicking on the center, you'll go to the reel page. If you click on this one, you'll come back to the explore page. So it's helping you changing pages. So these are called navigation buttons. In website, we generally have navigation bar. So these are helping me to navigate in the different pages of the website. If I go to men and go to Jordan, I'll go to the Jordan page. If I go to women and go to the shorts, I'll go to the shorts page. So you're getting the point, right? So all these are helping you to navigate in the website of the app. So these are helping you navigate. So these are called navigation buttons or navigation bar. Then let's look at the reel section. In reel section, this is the main section. You have again the like, comment and share, and here you have the bio or the title of the post. You have the bio here, follow button, again the music what you're going with. These are all the basic annotations. You don't have anything written over here, any photo, you cannot see anything, but you're still getting the approach ki, okay, this is a form of page that I have seen in Instagram, right? This is somehow Instagram look like, but it doesn't have any visual data into it. It's just a rough sketch that I have built because I know how Instagram look like, and I build it in forms of basic frames. So these are all frames, see. So these all square boxes are in nicer terms called frames. This is the explore page. You have all the pixel grids and stuff. You have the search button. This is the account page where you can follow someone, or you can edit. If it's your own account, you can edit your own account details and stuff like that. Now after doing the wireframing, you need, because you are the designer here, you have to talk with the developer team, you have to talk with other designers, because you are not only one working on this topic, right? You're working with different teams, you're working with marketing team, you're working with people from different like apps, like you're designing it differently for the Apple team, you're designing it different for the Android version, you're designing for the web app version. So you have to talk to multiple people. For that, you need to have a clear and descriptive understanding of what we are going to do. So you can see what I did is basically give a rough sketch. It's a very basic brainstorming, what these are going to be, what the resolution is going to be, what are these things meant. Okay, so that not only is understandable by my version of me, also it will be understandable by anyone who is new and who is working on the team and looking for it, right? So as you have seen, we have used comments in coding. So this is basically a form of commenting. There's no particular formula, but this is basically what we do to make you understand what kind of info we want to give on the specific frame. Okay, I guess this wireframing and basic understanding of the app is very visible for you guys, right? Is understandable, right? How app uses the user flow and how we understand it, and we make a basic layout that is called wireframing, and we label it with our own handwriting and stuff like that. This is very commonly used. These are the types of wireframes we do. Let me show you some of the other designers wireframes. Okay, so see, so they have a very descriptive information key what this thing is going to be. These are the basic rough diagram. These are the, again, the block diagram or the wireframe diagram. These are not the actual app though. So that's how they do. Then when everything is perfectly fine, you can build it with color and you can put information there. So that is the process of building it. It can be very descriptive, it can be very detailed, or it can be less detailed, depending on the team or the project you're working on. Okay, I guess wireframing is clear for everyone, and the user flow also. Am I right? It's clear, right? Anyone, any questions about wireframing? No questions? Okay, so the big question is why we are using Figma. Well, Figma is a good tool. You can use any tool for designing. These type of boxes and stuff like that can be made in many design tools out there. You might have heard about Canva, you have heard about Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator. There are other design tools like GIMP and Affinity. So there are multitudes of platforms out there. Some are free, some are paid, some are for specific tasks, some are for different tasks, some are for video editing, some are for photo editing. So Figma is mostly suited for web app development design. Okay, so when you're building or doing any thing related to website or any professional things like that, we generally choose Figma over other tools because it has some built-in functions and plugins that will be very much useful, which is not present in, like, let's say Photoshop or Canva, right? I told you, someone asked me that can we post or publish the website from Figma itself. We can do that using a plugin called Framer. This is the section for plugin. So you can have plugins about, see, this is the Framer plugin where you can literally publish your website in the internet just by one click. You have plugin
It will
for
just
icons.
give the source code.
It will also give the source code. Okay, but if you have you done worked with have you worked with HTML and CSS?
Yes. I have done with
So
HTML, CSS.
yeah,
I'm currently
yeah.
working in a
So
project.
okay, great. So if you know about HTML, CSS, it will give a basic document template of the HTML, CSS version of the website. It will post it on a framer.app website. Everything will be posted. Okay, so you don't have to
Oh,
worry about
thank you, thank
anything. Yeah, but the process is perfect. There are some little chota mota bugs. You can fix that. Also, it's mostly used for static website. When I mean static is the database part is kind of not there yet, I guess. But talking about the deployment of the website is not part of this course. We're just going to talk about the design part. So let's stick with that. Okay, I think basic idea of this is done. Now what happens in real life? Let's talk about real life. What happens is a client comes to you, or you want to build a project, or you want to build your portfolio or something like that. You have a prompt, right? Key, what are their needs, what are their requirement? If I am not wrong, I should show you, but I don't I think. Okay, remember in the first day I talked to you about the PPT that I was showing. There's a process of discovering the problem. There should be a plan, there should be execution, and there should be a feedback loop, right? These are the four step how you do a process or any process. Maybe it can be related to designing or coding or anything. So those are the basic thing. So we are on the first stage now. We have to understand what the project is about, what the prompt is about, what the client want, or what do I want, right? What are the needs? So if everything is clear, if you don't have any question, we can proceed with building a complete website from scratch, randomly which website will select it from chat gpt, and will completely design it from scratch, if that is fine with you. Before that, if you have any questions, please ask for it.
If anyone has any question, please ask. Let's make it more interactive.
Does anyone have any questions? Any question related to designing? Just don't ask how much they earn. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Well, I have one question. Is this thing very new to you, or is this thing like you guys know about designing and what is going on? Because I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with your curriculum and stuff. Yeah,
this is new
please.
thing.
New thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like difficult to understand, or is it like simple?
No, it's
you. It's
Very
simple.
simple.
It's
simple.
very simple.
Simple, right? Nice.
Yeah, as of
That was
now,
my
I'm not sure when we start doing it how it will.
Yeah, that's for sure.
what? I didn't get it.
When we start doing it, I don't know how it will be, but like it seems pretty simple now.
Yeah, the process is simple only. Okay, the only problem you'll face maybe is with the app. Okay, when you do the thing, there'll be a concept of layering. I'll tell you about it also. But by default, it's like very simple. But yeah, creativity is the part that I cannot uh, teach you or something. That is everyone has their own thing. So I think we can start doing chat gpt. Damn. All right. So
So can we design the website of ChatGPT? Like just joking.
we can do that, but chat gpt is pretty nicely designed, if you see, right? Very minimal, using
Yeah.
nice colors. See, all the designs are also pretty high quality. We can do that, but let's try just for the fun of it. We can do that pretty easily. Okay, we can add some glass effect to it. We can do it later when the course is complete.
Okay, my vote
After,
will be for the Nike website.
okay, let's see what chat gpt says. It'll be a random website. Okay, because generally client doesn't come up with a big website. They generally come up with like coffee brand, or they're selling saris or something like that. So you have to be much more, Nike website. There are many redesigns of Nikes and stuff. So yeah, let's do a real life problem. give me a prompt of a real life website that I want to design for design. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. One pro tip: generally, like ChatGPT is becoming uh, very friendly, and it is giving a lot of details as in a prompt. But generally, when you work with clients, they don't talk much about the product. They just want a website, and it's very hard to align with the brand. So let's read out what ChatGPT has said. Here's a prompt for real life web design project. The project title is Sustainable Fashion E-commerce Website. You guys are familiar with e-commerce, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. E-commerce is basically an online place where you can sell things like Amazon, Nike, or something like that. What is the objective? Design a modern. Remember this keyword, okay? So these words are very important to land up on a brand or on a design that you want to build. So these keywords will help you. It should be modern, visually appealing e-commerce website for a sustainable fashion brand. Sustainable means it has to be like nature oriented. It can be recyclable, things like that. That sells eco-friendly, okay? Eco-friendly, obviously green hona chahiye, the logo and stuff should be. Clothing and accessories. Clothing basically. Accessories, maybe bag or belts or something like that. The website should reflect the brand's commitment to sustainability while providing a smooth shopping experience. Okay, let's talk about key pages and future features. Okay, it has also given the pages it should be having. So there should be a home page. There will be a hero section. What hero section is basically, in any website, the front part, that is this part is called a hero section. Okay, basic hero section with a high quality banner featuring eco-friendly clothing. Call to action buttons mean the button that can work for shopping collection. So if you click on the button, okay, we are just going to design it. We are not going to build any functionalities to the button. That's a different task. We do it while coding. So yeah, a section highlighting the brand's mission and sustainability efforts, featured products and customer testimonials. So customer testimonials are basically reviews from customers, and what are the features products, like what are the things that you're selling and their reviews. Let's talk about the shop page, the actual page where there will be products. So it should be a grid based product layout with filters. Okay, so there should be a filter option where you can filter it through price, category, materials, and stuff. Okay, product cards should be there with images, descriptions, and the price. I told you about product card, right? There was a product card I showed you, I guess. I can just search for it. Product card. So this is the basically product card. So this is product, the name, the model, the descriptions, right? The color, things like that. All right, let's talk about the product details. That's a product details page is what I showed you. That is not a product card. Product card is basically smaller than like this one. This is the card of product, and this is the actual product description page. Okay. So product details page, large product images with zoom in functionality. We're not going to do the functionality and stuff. There'll be no zoom in, zoom out. This will be product description, size guide, add to cart, and wish list buttons should be there. These are the icons that I was talking about, right? These are the this is the card button, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, there is the card button. So you're going to have that, and there should be a checkout page. We're not going to do the checkout page. Checkout pages are boring. Okay, contact page, okay, we can do that. There should be a blog section. Okay, look at the design style. It has to be minimalist. I guess you guys are familiar with the word minimalist. Minimalist is basically using simple and clean design elements, right? You guys know about minimalist, right? Hello.
Yes, it's a skincare brand.
No, not that minimalist. I'm talking about like basically what minimalism means.
Conveying a
means
certain
less and
information with as
simple
few
and
design elements as possible.
Like anything that is
Uh,
minimal, that is sleek,
little
that is
design,
simple.
yes.
Yeah, see, it can be a
Little
building or a
elements.
yeah, simple elements, but that are put in such a way that that looks good. So you should have the minimalist approach while designing the thing. There should be earthy color palette. I told you about color palette, like collection of colors is called color palette. They should somehow be combinational and complementing each other. The color should be earthy because it's an eco-friendly brand. It should have some greens, some beiges, some browns. Now the creativity comes how you are going to use these colors. Colors will be there. Colors are there for everyone. But what differentiate a good design and a bad design is your take on it. Your decisions make it better or worse. There should be rounded soft UI element for a friendly feel. Well, rounded soft element are generally done in anything in iOS thing, right? See these rounded edges, right? High quality
It's
lifestyle
more
images should be there.
ergonomic.
Yes, true. High quality lifestyle images and subtle micro interactions. High quality images should be there. Okay, tools. Okay, see, for they are giving, like I told him, for designing, but it's giving key wireframing ke liye use Figma and Adobe XD. Well, what Adobe XD is, it's a product of XD, that is sorry, product of Adobe, which is just as similar as Figma. I think it's paid, I don't know, but we're going to use Figma. And for development, they said use Webflow with WordPress or Shopify. We're not going to use that. These are code builder tools, website builder tools, so we're not going to do that. So going to do the entire thing in Figma only. Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what we do, you don't have to download anything. You don't have to do it with me. Okay, just look at it and understand the how a designer actually proceed to design something from scratch. So when we have the prompt, the first thing we do is we go to Pinterest. Okay, we look at other people's design and we try to understand key what are the better design. So let's say I search for eco-friendly web design, e-commerce. Okay, see, these are called e-commerce where you're selling products, and this is also minimal thing, but I don't think these are eco-friendly because black color things doesn't actually show okay they are eco-friendly or not. Okay, this one looks like eco-friendly because it has green color to it, and also these are like tote bags made out of jute or something like that. These are the apparels or accessories they are selling. It's not a okay, they're using mostly green and beige color as mentioned in the prompt also, right? Okay, so you look at all these designs, then you either get depressed or you get enlightened. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just looking at it. There are no e-commerce for dress, so e-commerce for dress, let's say. Oh, there we go, finally. All right, a good hero page is there. Nice. We have this, nice. So let me just what I'm going to do, you need images for this, and there is no client and they're not giving me any product of their company, so there is no company. So we have to build everything just by copy pasting from the internet. So let's go. So what we're going to do is, firstly we need to have a logo. For that we need to have a name. What should we name it? Let's talk Crow. Okay, let's give the name Crow for the logo, just for the name of the brand. Okay, because it's somehow like ergonomics or something like that. We'll search for something like eco-friendly logo. These are the logo inspirations that I'm looking for. All right, we have to use something with Crow. So we can see whenever you're doing something eco-friendly, there should be leaf and green color and earthy trends and things like that. I guess this is very visible what we're going to do. So let's say we are going to, just for the sake of it, let's what I'm doing is making a circle. How can you do that? You can just go to this arrow, and there are the shapes like squares, lines, and stuff like that, or you can just hit O in the keyboard. Let me just do it a circle. And there are two options. One is the fill, which is the entire color of the shape. So if I remove the fill, there is no color. And there's the stroke. Stroke is basically the outline of the shape, right? So I can change this thing to, let's say, white. Also, I forgot to do one thing, that is color palette. So let's go for eco friendly color palette. I'm just going to choose anything by random. Okay, so let me just select it, and I'm just going to copy. This doesn't have any brown color though. Let me see, this one is good. Okay, this one is brown. So I'm just going to copy the image, and I'm going to simply paste it. All right, image is pasted. Now for making a color palette, what we are going to do, we are going to make 4 boxes. We are going to play with 4 colors and 4. So these are the color 4 colors with 4 colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick the color from the image. So I'm going to select the shape which is rectangle. I'm going to click I for clicking the color picker. I'm just going to select it again, press I, and click this, select this, and let me select this one. So these are the 4 color palettes I have. Well, I'll try to use them, but let's see if I can refine the color more. So I'm going to go with, let me try to do it like that. What I'm doing is refining the color. You don't have to do it. I'm doing it just because I'm not very much liking the color that there are. So I'm just tweaking the colors a little bit. All right. Not sure if it's good or not. I'm going to delete the image. I got my color palette. Okay, this is a bad color palette, by the way. So there's a general rule to get good colors. How we do that is we take one color. Okay, so how we're going to do is, let's say I want to make a color like this, and let me just select it like that. All right, this color. Now if you look at this color section, color box that I have, what we need to have is a line that goes from there to there. Okay, from the very white portion to the very, let me just try to show you. If I take a screenshot of it and put it there, so what we generally do to get a good color, we generally go from the white straight up to the black in this version, and we make a arc or a line like that. And let me just change it like this. So we make an arc from the white side to the most contrasty part of it, and let me just increase it. So now what we do is we make 4 dots. Okay, 1 dot anywhere here, 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 or here. Just out of random I'm taking. Okay, there's no like any random equidistant 4 dots. Then what I'm going to do, click the color and click the nearest color like this. Again, from the second circle, and select it from the third circle and from the fourth circle. Right now, if you see, it's a much better color palette, if I'm not wrong. Okay, it's looking good only. It's green. Good. We can tweak it up. There we go. Now it's kind of looking nice. I'm not sure. Okay, now let's say it's looking good. Okay, now just for the sake of it, I'm building anything right now. I don't have much time. Let's build like this and just change it like that, and select all the circles and change the stroke length just like that. Okay, I have no idea why did I build it, but let's go with that only. Okay, so let's say it's a brand. It's a brand logo. If I had more time, I would have done it in a better sense. But just for now, let's select it just like that. Okay, so a logo is kind of done. Okay, now what we have to do is build the website. Now in website there should be a home page and different pages. So let's try to, as I told you in the first day also, we are going to make frames, right? In order to build a website, there should be different frames. Like here also you can see different frames are used: one frame, second frame, third frame. So we can do it by different frames, or we can make a single frame and we can make different section inside one frame. So we're going to do the second option. Here we have different frames for different slide. We can do one frame and we can just do everything. So I'm going to write frame, hit F in my keyboard, and go to the MacBook Pro wala thing. And in this is the width and this is the height, and I'm going to multiply the height into that much number that I want the sections with. This is the height's length. What I have to do is just go there, hit star, and let's say I want to do like 10, not 10, let's say 6. So now it's divided into 6 frames. Okay, now just to identify which frame is what, so let me just do one, and let's see if these are the perfect size of the frames. I'm not sure, but let me just change it. 3. Let's just select this one. This is not a right way to do any design. I'm just doing it without any measurement and stuff. But if you have time, you can go with better measurement. But yeah, these are the three 6 sections there. So we are going to just build the website. So first we have to understand what the basic form of website is. As I've told you, there should be a navigation bar that we have seen in the Nike wala website. So what navigation bar is, it helps us change our navigation in the website. So I'm going to select a rectangle and drag a rectangle like this. For the sake of it, just now I'm going to make it pure white. And also the client has told us that it should be much more ergonomical, and make it, let's say, the ergonomics should be good. So it should be kind of with rounded edges. Okay, and it looks cool. Let me make the background a little like this color, or not. That's not good. Let me select this color. This is good. Yeah, this is better. And here also I'm going to select the same color. Now see, both of the rectangles are on top of each other, this rectangle, but you cannot see anything. You can make it visible by adding a drop shadow. You can go to effects and you all can already see the difference between them. So I'm just going to do a blur of 100 so that you can see the top one from the different from the bottom, right? So this is what we're going to do, something like that. Let me add, let's say, a home. Also, we don't need this much size of the text, so I'm going to make it smaller. Also, it has told us to use some minimal font, and as I've told you, minimal font doesn't have this type of small indentation. So in order to make it slick, we are going to use some GrowthX font. Depend what you use actually, but let me just use this one for the sake of it. Okay, this one is looking cool. So then there will be the product page, right? Then there'll be one as the about us. These are with the 3 things. Anything more? Let me go to the ChatGPT prompt. There should be a shop page, right?
Contact us.
Yes, we can do that. Product about us is there, contact page is there, right? contact us. Then carts and checkout, and for generally in website carts and checkout we use icons. So I'll go to the plugin section and go to icon 8 if I can see any good icon for cart. So let me search for cart. Okay, there are some icons. Which one looks promising? Let's do the basic one, right? And for checkout, I'm going to do, okay, let's leave it as an, like, we can do one account instead of checkout, right? Let me select this one. Let's go. So these are the two logos we have. They're of 90 pixel height. So let me just make them smaller. 50. I'm going to go there, and they're linked now, and I'll do 50 and they're small. Okay, let me put it on the right side of it. I should maintain some gridding and stuff just because I don't have much time. Okay, let me show you how to do grid. If you select on the frame, go to layout grid and change it to columns, and there are 5 columns. You can change it to, let's say, we generally do 8. Okay, so it's a good identification way to find how it's going to look. Okay, so we're going to just add this there. So grid does help us make it more inclined with the brand identity. Just contact us on that page. Shop. All right. Now what I'm going to do is simply select all the text. I'm going to tidy them up so that they become, again, let me just align them. Like that. And like that. Okay, it's good, but let me just make it smaller. Why though? I don't know. Like that, and change it to, let's say, 28. Change it to semi bold. Change it to this one. So we're planning to have the logo on the left side, so that is the reason why doing it. And make it at the bottom. All right, let me just select on the grid and make it invisible. Now you can see we have maintained a grid and it's looking kind of good. I don't know. Yeah, now we're going to add the logo that you have built. I don't know how we built it so fast. Let me just make it in a group and just drag it over there. Okay. Let me change it to 45. All right. Okay, so the navigation bar is done. Let me just make it smaller and change the thing to like 3. It's looking cool. Now the hero section should have some good photos. So I'll have some photo. Eco-friendly models. Shit, why? Okay, we got something. Which one should we use? This one is looking cool. This is also AI generated and low quality, so I'm not going to use that. Let me go to the website. Let's see. Damn. Let's see. Sustainable fashion. Yeah, this is good. Let's just copy the image and simply paste it over there. And let me just make it smaller. And I'm just going to change it to 20 that I have used already. Also, it's very visible. We don't want that. For that, we are going to select rectangle and make a square just out of that, and hit 20 again, and we're going to select black and reduce the opacity, so it's kind of getting darker, and we'll change it to the color we have and make it darker so that it matches the theme. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to put it on the front and make it bigger. Select eye, and let me just make it like that. Okay, let me select the image and paste it like that. Okay, we need more ChatGPT. It's a eco-friendly brand that sells shirts and that sells clothing, and name of the brand is Crow. Give a 100-word description. Okay. All right. We don't want all of this. We'll just take this much, and we're going to select T. We'll just paste it. Just like that. I'm going to copy and paste and just change it. And what can I do? Nice. Let me make it black. And what I'm doing is basically making a gradient. Sorry, I cannot explain everything, but this is just for making the design look, just to sell the design. Okay, so I'll do this. So this is the basic part of it. So also one thing, the prompt told me that there should be a high quality banner featuring eco-friendly clothing, and there should be a call to action button for shopping collection. So this should be a button for shopping, right? So we can do a button, or we can make it minimal, and we can make it like just a normal thing, but I have something in mind. Just that the design we have done on the bar, I'm just going to copy that and make it smaller like that, and put it on the bottom, maintaining the grid obviously, and then again changing it to 20. Let me just select it and shop now, right? Let me just click it and make it bigger. There could be a chance that when you use Figma, the text might not be scaling up. So for scaling the text, select on the text, hit K on the keyboard. The arrow will be bolder, and you can just make it bigger. All right. Now, let me just and I'm just going to use the logo again. Guys, using logo multiple times actually is good in some cases. It helps you sell the design again. Okay, also there should be a good description about the company, so I'm going to just copy it again. And oh, sorry, I should copy up to this. And just paste it over there. So this is the again the second so like that. Just to reduce the emphasis, what I'm going to do is change the text color to this one, and just to highlight the things that I want to, I'm going to select the important terms and make it white. All right, and these things like that. Okay, now you can see, so I'm emphasizing on one thing and another thing. Again, I'm going to just make a thing for crow, and I'm going to make an heading on that. And this is the sustainable fashion for a better tomorrow. This is the subheading. So I'm going to just copy it. Let's say just the sustainable fashion is good for me. So I'm going to delete everything, just the sustainable fashion. There should be a dot. Let me change it to white only, but I will reduce the emphasis by making it medium, or let's call it sus fashion. Just for the fun of it. Okay, let me just reduce it a little bit. It's too much, I guess. Change it like that. Also change the opacity to, let's say, 75, just so that it can be much more visible. All right, let's say I go there. I need more photos. Eco-friendly clothes. Let me search AI. AI can generate photos now, but let's see if we have any. Nice, this one looks cool. We can use some of these. These are actually going up with our scheme. So yeah, let's see. We can use this one as a product. So let me just copy the image. And okay, after the home page, what should we have? We have the products, right? So for the product page, I'm going to make it this color. So firstly, I'm going to just paste the photo that we have. Let me change it again to 20 corner radius, and change the color. You can change the color to maybe white. White looks good. All right. What should we call it? Eco-friendly jacket. Let's call it eco jacket. Let me select again the color we have. Okay. All right. Make it black. Um, again, I need a description, so I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Make a description for one of the product called Eco Jacket.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt, Shomudip, but the feedback form has been given. So everyone, please fill the form.
Guys, are you there or getting bored? Hello.
Feeling down.
Getting.
You guys are there?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm just doing the basic. So there is 2 paragraph. Then again, I'm going to just shamelessly copy the button. Maintaining this thing that I have. This is basic a gradient to add some text. I'm just going to copy this one only. Also, it's talked about the shapes and colors, right? So I'll give it a color option right about there. TT. One color is that we have right here. There should be one color, a dark one color of the gray, one color of the beige. So these are the color options that you have.
And price?
So basically, this is just the basic page. We can do that. We can add the price. Okay, let's add the price. Say 32, just to give much a better emphasis on it. We can just do like this. And also, because this color is visible on the model, so we're going to have some kind of a feedback key. This color is there, so we're going to have a tick or something. So I'm going to go to the pen tool, which is, if you click P, you go to the pen tool, make select one thing and hit shift, and again like that. When that is done, I'm going to change it to, let's say, two or something, make it at the top and change the color to white. Let's say 4. You can change the side round also, just like that, and make it smaller.
Can we use a drop shadow on the selected color?
Yes, you can select on effects, but one little tip key, if you are using a smaller, like very small pixelated thing, because it's 40 pixel only, So the drop shadow will behave differently thoda sa from normal, but just the basic thing I told you. And I'm going to change it to this much. All right, I guess that's visible. Also, if this drop shadow is harsh, instead of selecting a black drop shadow, we can select the similar color and change it to, let's say, 40, and change the thing to just to give it a glow drop shadow kind of thing. So it's a drop shadow, but it's like glowing. So these are the colors, and I'm going to select the color as this as well. So okay, let me change the text, make it extra bold. Also change the shape a little bit, and I'm going to do sizes, and the sizes, there should be different options like S, and they'll give I mean, we can do it in one go, but just to maintain the thing, X, M, L, XL. So let me just put all the other colors as a gray, lighter gray. I'm selecting M. So this is, by the looks of it, it's a M size dress. And let's go for the prices. So price should have a different emphasis. So I'm going to do let's say $120.50 and make the text bigger. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is basically aligning it on the right side, and the button is having more emphasis than the price, which I have to change because that doesn't happen generally. Instead of saying shop now, let's say add to cart. Okay, and this symbol should be changed to the cart symbol that I have. So I'm going to copy the symbol and paste it over here, just like that. Let me just align it nicely to the bottom. Nice. And let me just pull it like that. I guess it's good only. Also these things, right? The eco-friendly dyes and water resistant coating, biodegradable buttons. So I'm going to select all of this and make it bold, and maybe make it like a little more black. Okay. Also in e-commerce we have categories. Okay, so like bestsellers or on sale, or let's say essentials or something. Yeah, so let's say bestseller is the category of this jacket. So we are just going to give a very basic thing like that. Change the emphasis because uh, it's not the important thing. So we'll go to make it like a grayish. We can put it on top of the thing, or also we can put it in the photo itself. So if you have sales, if something is in sale or something like that, we generally do it. So let me just put it on top and put the things on top as well. Select I and change. Things like that. right? Also, we need to have some kind of a review system. So reviews generally give a sense key the product is good, right? To build a review thing, we can give a dedicated page for it, or we can do the review here. It's basically stars, right? So what we're going to do is going to go to the shape section. There's a star option, and just drag it like that, holding shift, so that it becomes an actual star with equidistant corners. So there are generally 5 stars. So let me just make it a little smaller, put it on both. This end is this, nope. Okay, now I'm going to select 4 of them and give it the color white.
The YOLO.
See, we are maintaining kind of green color palette. We can do yellow.
Acha, acha. Hmm.
So yeah, and the rest, that is, this is it's a 4 out of 5 star. So we'll make the contrast lesser for the last star, so that it's visible. Okay, so it's a 4 star thing, right? Just because we are doing it on a background that is dark, we are using light color as a highlighted marker, right? If we do want to do it in the white part of the page, it won't follow the same thing. It will be completely opposite. So if I just drag the entire thing here, there are the selected color option, I will change green to everything, and the last one will be like gray or black or something like that. I think a light gray is good, right? So that's how you change a thing. So that is basically one thing. This is the product page. You can make it in a different way. It can be better or worse. No design is the perfect. And we also need a product listing page, so there will be multiple products. So let me just take this one and just copy it. This one also. Okay, before copying this one, let me just paste it. Okay, nice. Now let me just copy this and paste it over here. Any other? Yeah, we can take this one, I guess. These are looking eco-friendly. So let me copy the image and paste it over here. Okay, 3 photo is fine for now. Yeah, any question? Okay, so remember the product listing page that there should be a grid format. So what we're going to do, it's a simple product description of one product. There will be multiple products, so they should be formed in the they should be set in a form of in the form of grids. Okay, and we have 3 products, so we'll do the basic like this type of grid. So what we're going to do is going to let me change it to white and make it 20% corner radius like that, and I'm just going to do this and Command D and select the 3 of them and group them and make it like this. I guess that's good enough. Now in these 3 cards there should be a section just for the photo. So let me we can do it just by intuition, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to just ungroup the section, copy and paste it, and make it small like that, and make it like this much. Let me change it to this much as most. Change it to 20. Now we have a base frame. Now we can put the image in the place, right? And we can just change it like this. Change it like that and make it 20. Okay. And we're going to select the this rectangle that I have and just put it in the center like that. All right. So let me just put it like there. And let me just put it like that. Wait, yep. Change it to 20 again. This type of resizing of images sometimes like little weird, and so I'm just going to hit command and drag it like that and change it to 20. And you might be thinking, okay, why is this? So let's just select the image and make it center aligned. There is enough headspace. Yeah, these are the three product. Just for the sake of the naming, basic naming, I'm going to just copy the text that we have there. You can be very creative with the design. You can add, let's say, what should I call it? Let's call it just basic product one. We don't have much time, so yeah. And there should be a description, so I'm just using the basic EcoCrow jacket description, but for similar reason, because we don't have much time. Change it to light and change the text size to, let's say, 20. But in light you can't see anything, so I'll make it like that. I'll change the thing like that. What more do we need? We need one price, so we're going to do that. Change the naming a little less so that it doesn't kill the emphasis of the price. I'll make it like that. All right, let me change the text color like that. There has to be these things, so I'm just going to group them. All right, you can do it here, or maybe just up there like that much. We are not going to go much detail because it is just the product page. And yeah, we can do one thing. We can select the bestseller button that we have and just copy it and paste it over there. and just change it. Make it smaller and drag it over there. Let's say this one is the bestseller and this one too. Okay, and there should be the add to cart wala page. So I'm just going to group again the buttons. Grouping actually helps to categorize different element in the same place. Okay, let me just delete that. All right. We can make it a little bit outside of the thing just to make it much more thoda sa interesting. All right. Let me select all the card elements, description and product, and group it so that I can just copy it like so. Command D to duplicate the process. Right. Now all I have to do is change it to product 2 and product 3. I'm not going to change the description and prices just for the because I don't have much time. Also, let's select our, okay, let's simply do products. And I'm a fan of the background that I have, which is the gray one. No issue with that. Okay, the product page is also done. What more do I need? What more page do I have? We have the product page, we have the shop page. Contact us should be the last one. You don't need to go with this 6-page frame, right? So you can just delete the rectangles over there, select the frame and reduce it to this much, because this will be our last page, right? For the eco-friendly thing, I'll go with eco-friendly bag.
Shomadeep, sorry to interrupt.
Time is up.
Yeah, it's 9:40.
Already. Yeah, I know. It's like too late.
We can get like templates of contact page to use.
Oh.
In internet.
Yeah. Sure.
Like from where?
Search na contact us section in green.
Oh, the entire thing.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Contact us page in green. अरे भाई ठीक আছে হয়ে গেছে. How many of them are left? Oh, 10 people have left. Panidi.
Shomadeep, I think you can do one thing. Like you can leave it till here, and if they're willing for a dedicated workshop on graphic design, you can just.
No, it's a small section left. Just.
Let me just do that. We can talk after that, I guess.
Yeah.
Set some logos in the contact pages, and also the navigation section that you have. You need to have all the navigation links in the contact page also.
Okay, many are leaving, so sorry for interrupting again, Samadhi. Just
you
small...
go with the discussion. Yes.
No. Just a small thing that many of you were like confused about the installation part. So what I will do is I will record a video of installation in my PC and send it in the group, right? That would be helpful because many of you are not many of them have not joined today. I've checked. So I will just record myself and like share it in the group.
Yeah, that would be good. Yes.
Okay, wait. Okay, everyone is calling, guys. I have to go. Uh, just doing the design. Okay, this is the design. We did it from scratch. If anyone have any questions, please ask. Was it too boring, guys? Just tell me.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
This part was done for, I don't know, I guess it was a mobile resolution type thing, but like for a yeah, full scale like Mac or Windows, we will have another resolution type. We will create another resolution type design, and then we will merge it, or kind of like what we will do for that case. If we
So
are making a
yeah.
website.
So what we have did here is it's basically a super like scaled model of the entire website. So if you look at one page, if I zoom at one page, it's almost the size of my screen. You can see, right? So if I zoom it, so see, this is the second page. Let's say it's a website, okay? Then again, if I scroll down, this is the third page, okay? So when I zoomed it in, it became like this type of rectangular page, but this is combined with multiple laptop screens, so it's becoming that, okay? So it's for the laptop only. But if you need to do for the mobile design, that is also done. That is the mobile part. You change the frame scaling to smaller, like you use the iPhone frame for the design. You change the elements from there. You maybe resize it like that, small, reduce everything to pack it up, and you send both of the design to the development team. And what the developer do is they use different resolutions, and they cap it to certain resolution, and they do the same design, and they again change it for different resolution. So when your screen size reduces, right, so the whole design reduces. Like in inspect, if you go, so if I go for iPhone, see, the entire thing has reduced, the entire website has reduced, right? So if I go to responsive, you can see as I'm reducing, things are getting uh, capped, and again things are expanding as I'm going. See?
Yeah, JavaScript things like okay.
No, you don't need JavaScript for it. It's can be done just by CSS.
Okay.
It's just there's a media query thing. Yeah. But
Okay,
as a
okay.
designer, but as a designer, you have to send both of the mobile and the desktop version for it. Then the developer will do the thing.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm. This might look like a phone website, but it's a complete laptop website. Any other questions? Any other questions? Anything? It's basically you're finding resources like text and information and photos and stuff, and you're assembling it in a good manner so that it looks good in together. The visual hierarchy should be maintained, nothing else. I have made the entire thing based out of these color palettes, so everything is like it's like a saying that is related to nature and eco-friendly sustainable things. Any questions related to anything? How did I do any part? Anyone not understanding? Okay, so
think
I
that was
think
too bad to ask anything.
yeah.
I think you can wrap up now, Amrita.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so
I
much,
have one
Shobhit.
question. I have one question though. Is it boring, guys? Was
No,
it
it is
boring?
not.
No, no,
But
no. I saw the entire time.
Okay. थोड़ा सा last part was kind of boring because I was just doing the thing and I couldn't explain
I
everything.
think
So,
Ushmit enjoyed the most. He was so excited throughout the entire session. So
yeah.
No,
thank you so
actually, I
much,
need
Shobhit, for
things.
this amazing session. And there is another announcement we made. So if you guys, if any of you are interested in UI UX workshop using Figma, so there will be a poll in the group. So please attend it and let us know if you are interested. And so I guess this is it. Thank you so much, Shomudeep, again. So if everyone liked the session, please.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
and I'm
already
so
late.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I just got so nervous that I pronounce your names wrong so many times.
It's okay. It happened more than you think to me.
Just call him Deep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Shomu Datta and then Shomu Sri and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone, please fill the feedback form if you have not, and if you have, then today's session ends here.
Shreya Bisra has written, we can also use AI tools to create logos. Yeah, you can use that. Okay, I guess it's done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Good night. Have fun.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.